into the webinar today. My name, for those of you who are meeting me for the first time, is Caroline Nyamoya Mwazi, and it's a great pleasure to have you all join our webinar today, where we're looking at the psychology of selling. Did you know that sales is psychological? As we deal with people, as we engage with them, it's not just what you see on the surface, there's also the thinking that's going on in the minds of your clients, of your prospects, but also in your own mind. And so our friend and speaker today is Otieno Paul Peter, and he'll be taking us through the psychology of selling. So welcome. This is the third of 5 webinars that we've planned for you this month. We started last week by looking through frameworks for marketing success, and today we are looking at the psychology of selling. We've got 3 other topics coming up. Next week, we'll be looking at client retention strategies, and then we'll have 2 sessions on digital marketing. One will be effective digital marketing, and the next one will be leveraging AI in marketing. So as Valerie had requested earlier, if you haven't already, for those of you who are also just joining, please share the name of your business, where it's located and what it does. You can also share your business contacts and one thing you're looking for today. But the question we're asking this morning is, what are you hoping to learn today? Some of us have been in business for long, others are not for not so long, and others are barely starting. But one thing that is clear is that if you're in business, you have to understand sales, and you have to be making sales, because this is where we generate our profits from. And if we are not selling, as I always say, we are not in business. So what are you hoping to learn today? Do introduce yourself in chat. Wherever business owners are, is an opportunity to network and to engage, and do answer those questions. We'll come back and review them. And thank you, those of you who've already answered them. So our session today, we've extended it slightly by 15 minutes. If we need the 15 minutes, we'll take them. Otherwise, our sessions usually go from 7:30 to 8:45. Today, we might have some questions and other things, which is why we added that allowance, but that's the time we have. And a few technical reminders: if you've joined using the name of your device, please rename it. Keep yourself muted. Let's use chat for questions and comments, and let's use the feedback and reactions as well, in case Paul says something provocative or something that really disturbs you, react appropriately. Also, if he says something that you really love or something that you really resonate with, react. Let's keep our screens alive and engaged. In case you are disconnected, as sometimes happens, especially now during the rains, rejoin. Ground rules are very simple. We want to engage, we want to maintain mutual respect and an open mind, and of course, to apply what you learn. We always say that this is our thanks, and let's also enjoy our time together. So heading over to chat to see any additional responses that have come through, we have Alice, who is from Ali Joe's Interiors, and you supply interior decor, soft furnishings as well. You're located in Nairobi online, and you're also available on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And those are your contacts. Thanks for sharing as well. Let us learn to introduce ourselves really effectively as business owners. So Alice, you've set a high standard. Well done. You're ready to learn on how to close sales with aspiring leads who take time to make a purchasing decision. So we'll already start collecting that as a question to ensure it is answered. Eric, thank you. Again, another high standard as far as introducing yourself in business meetings is concerned. Always open to connecting with like-minded professionals and exploring new business opportunities. Whether you're looking to expand your business internationally or seeking strategic partnerships, you're here to help. So let's connect and discuss, and you've shared your contacts. Thank you, Eric. Great. And then you've reintroduced yourself. And what's your question? Eric, with all the experience you have, what question are you hoping to be answered today? Please share in chat. Then we have Agatha from Consolidated Designs, Kenya Cinema, third floor. Agatha, what are you hoping to learn in our session today? So those are 3 of us who've introduced ourselves. We are quite a number in the session today. So let's share, let's introduce ourselves, and let's share especially what is one thing. What are you hoping to learn from our session today? Thank you. Thank you very much. And Yes, I think we have one more in chat. So let's see that one, and then we shall continue with the rest of the slides. All right. So we have yes, Eric, how to convert a suspect into a customer and ultimately a buyer. Thank you. And next week, we'll be looking at how do we make sure our buyers stay, that they don't just buy once. So we'll be looking at client retention strategies. Thank you, everyone. So my name is Caroline Nyamwaya Mwazi. I'm the Director and Chief Change Catalyst of Huru Consult, which is a management and training consultant based in Nairobi. Professionally, I am an ex-banker. Right now, I'm a consultant, coach, trainer, and speaker, and I speak on different topics, including strategy, leadership, finance, organizational development, and of course, entrepreneurship. And our solutions include consulting. So on the consulting side, we can help you develop and implement your strategic plans. We also help you with research that you might want to do in your business. And then on the entrepreneurship support, we train, coach, and consult for entrepreneurs. Anything you want to do from starting to scaling your business, we are the people to train and support you. We've got an excellent team of coaches as well available to help and to support you to take your business from ordinary to extraordinary. We also have training programs that we run, both open programs and in-person programs. Our open programs are where you can come with your team members and learn from and we'll be sharing our training calendar shortly. For our in-house programs, if you have a large enough team, we are able to come and train your team members as well in your business. So get in touch with us. Those are our contacts on the screen. Also, like and follow us on our socials where we share information on personal development and entrepreneurship. And of course, we also share information on events that we are having. Okay, thank you. So a few more comments in chat. So let's see them there. Eric is looking to how to convert a suspect into a customer and a buyer. Then we have Petronila. Petronila, I think you're joining us for the first time, so you're very welcome. All the first timers, karibuni sana. You're very, very welcome. Good to see you. Bethany Super Drugs in Kiminini. Wow, that's excellent. So karibu sana. You're a psychologist consultant, a freelancer, and also Martine's Angels program that is tailoring and training. So really the entrepreneur, as I can see. And your question is how to stay in the market and grow without anxieties. Thank you for bringing that up because indeed, sometimes running your business, wondering if the sales will come or not, can cause some anxiety. So thank you for sharing that. And of course, the psychology of selling, very, very important. How do we deal with the anxiety? How do we work on our mindset as well? OPP, I hope you'll be touching on those. And then you're looking forward to networking and growing more. Thank you. You can also share your contacts of your business so that, or your socials as well, so that we can get in touch with you. Thank you. The rest of you, feel free to share in chat the name of your business and what it does, where it's located, and one thing that you're hoping to learn from our session today. So it gives me great pleasure then to introduce our speaker of the day. Our speaker of the day is Otieno Paul Peter, and I've known him for very many years. We are also in the same association, that is the Association of Startup and SME Enablers of Kenya. And he and his partner are good friends of mine. He is a prolific author, trainer, and business philosopher with a passion for unlocking human potential and driving digital transformation. He's the co-founder of ICT Gurus East Africa Limited, a firm that is dedicated to helping businesses go online dependably, affordably, and securely. And through Live Your Dream Enterprises Limited, which he also co-founded, he empowers entrepreneurs to build thriving businesses. And through Power Monday, where I've been honored to speak several times, he inspires thousands of entrepreneurs and career professionals to grow with purpose. Power Monday is one of his creations, and he's renowned also for his thought-provoking insights at the intersection of technology, mindset, and performance. He challenges conventional thinking and ignites the pursuit of excellence in every audience he addresses. So we are honored to have him with us here today. He has authored 3 books already, and I know those are not the last books that he's authoring. The first one is Live Your Dream in 7 Ds, Achieving the Life You Desire One Step at a Time, Making of a Symphony Orchestra, that is Timeless Leadership, and his latest book, Strong Fools, Lazy Smarts, While Fools Seem to Thrive, a profound exploration of success, effort, and unconventional wisdom in today's world. So he has a Master's of Science degree in Psychology from Liverpool John Moores University, London, and an MSc also in Information Systems from the University of Nairobi, and a BSc in Physics, alongside many other certifications. He's an SRIB certified trainer and a Women in Digital Business certified lead trainer. Call on him when you want to take your business online, need leadership or business training, sales, or customer experience coaching, or team building facilitation. That's another thing that they do. What he has not mentioned is that they also conduct sales training and have done for a while. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm virtual hand clap to Otieno Paul Peter as he takes us through the psychology of selling. Over to you, OPP.
Thank you very much, Caro, and all the people present. These people who are knocking at the door, I think they keep distracting. I don't know if you can mute how they come in. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. So welcome everybody. I'm seeing a lot of people I know, and it's my pleasure to be with you and share with you a few thoughts. Caro, I cannot mention everything. Have a lot of things to we can talk about, and it would be too much reading for the bio. Otherwise, let me just give some background into my love for selling, and hoping that you'll be able to relate with, some of you will be able to relate with me. I remember when I left college, and that's now 20 years back, and I had told myself that I'm not wired for employment. So I was going to be in employment for not more than 5 years, I told myself. In college, I had been running a business, a technology business, typing, designing things, printing, and the likes. I would help people design their CVs, and I was doing great. In the university, that is where I was really enjoying life. I lived, many people thought I was coming from a very rich background, but that was not the case. Back at home, life was not very exciting. And some of you probably know that because you've read in my books or some of the blogs that I've written. But I started my first business when I was in class 6. So I've been in business after business until when I left college, when I chose, now I want to start businesses that will last. And so I am down into the marketplace for about 4 years thereabout, and an opportunity comes to me in network marketing. I did not know much about that. Coincidentally, that's the time I had also registered for my MSc in information systems, and I was learning something intriguing about information industry and industrial age, information age, and the likes. That's the time when cloud computing was being discussed, embedded computing, and these language models, AI was being discussed. Those were steel formations. And it intrigued me that network marketing was seemingly conforming to the information age, and I was not going to carry anything around and would last. It was fitting into the bill. And so I get started, and I realized I'm not making as much money, I'm not making as much profit. And I was worried. I joined around October, and time is running. I see people talking about their profits, and I'm wondering what is happening with me. A colleague of mine, I was working with Africa Online as a network support engineer. A colleague of mine tells me, now you, an engineer, how do you go ahead and start hawking things, hawking soap, hawking, they called them drugs or something like that. And a lot of rejection, a lot of emotional attack. And I was wondering what was happening with me. And being a scientist from the background, I believed that there is no problem I can't solve. And
Mm.
so I told myself that I must look for a solution. I remember attending one talk with by one of the leaders, and he said, "You cannot have the same problem every day. Then you are the problem. If you can have the same problem day after day after day, and you are doing nothing about it, you are the problem." Another time, and this is why it's important to attend such talks, such webinars, such training. During that time, webinars were a scarcity. And then I attended another one by another leader and a friend from Uganda, and he was talking about business development, and he talks about something also about selling and the likes, and I get inspired and I say, why can't I solve this problem? And that's when I told myself, I'm going to learn what it means to build a business, to sell. And I became good at it that the team that I built, within 6 months, I was coming from an income of below 10,000 in a network marketing to over 100,000 every month. And I started training, and my love for training has always been there because I was teaching people right from primary school. Whenever I learned something, I learned that I loved teaching, and I learned that the more I shared, the more I mastered it.
Mm.
So many times talking to people or going to do training, and some other people ask, so where did this physics go? Many people can't relate business development, leadership, and the likes of the things I do with physics, and that's where they go wrong, because it's that physics analysis of problems that helped me end up with everything that I do. And so I thought that background is important, and you probably will hear more as I go on. Now, disclaimer, the session for today, it's a 20-hour course that we conduct, and we've been upgrading it for now 15 years. And so what I'm going to do are just snippets, just to ensure that you get something out of this session, and also to challenge, as Caroline has said, challenge how you think about things. And this psychology of selling, it's one of those things I love most. One of my pet subjects nowadays is selling, and selling and leadership are intertwined. By the way, in my philosophy, if you are an entrepreneur, your success as an entrepreneur begins by learning to sell, learning to lead, and then becoming an entrepreneur. If you've not done leadership, you've not done sales, you are not supposed to ideally start a business. At least if you believe in building a business, you know there is trading. You come out with sweets and walk out, and people see them and buy. You see, pick from you, peddling or things like that. That's different from what we are talking about. And I'm going to just lay the foundation, the architectural design of what goes into people's minds, how sales are made. And of course, you know me now, Otieno Paul Peter. I have a website, otienopaulpeter.com. I've done the introduction, but let me just say some of the brands that are related to me. This is Live Your Dream. I loved for these brands, many of them I did everything that you see. So Live Your Dream was inspired by what came to my mind when I was in class 8. People were suffering, I was suffering, and some other people, a few neighbors, would be doing very well. I remember one of my neighbors was a judge, a justice, actually. So they would come home in a sleek Peugeot, a green one with security and everything, and we would borrow everything from them, from Matchbox to flour for ugali and the likes. And I told myself, I saw other friends of mine dropping out of school because of school fees. I told myself, I will grow up and learn what makes the difference, and then I will teach it. And then I learned also that everyone had a dream, and it was possible to live that dream. That's a little background. And my first book was about Live Your Dream in 7 days. ICT Gurus EA. That's how that company through which we put businesses online. So Live Your Dream was started in 2013. ICT Gurus was started in 2009 when I was still with Africa Online and building networks with people. Monday is our creation also that was started at the peak of COVID. Yeah, started to 5 people. Today, I've seen Antonia here. Today, we are over 100 all the time. And Antonia is one of those people who've been with me, I think, from the onset. Linda Vijana Initiative. This one we also started in 2020, again at the peak of COVID, because people were also taking advantage of young people, and we still move on with it. So those are some of the brands I have created or co-created. And then, of course, I'm currently a member of Rotary Club of Milimani. I've been there for 10 years. This is my 10th year. And currently the president of the club. And of course, Otieno Paul Peter is a brand, lest you forget. Yeah. So a short outline, we are going to just touch on some foundational principles for success in sales. Foundational, and the word foundation is critical there. And then secrets of great makers. I loved this title. I think it was one of those books I bumped into at some point when I was groping for information. When I told myself I'm going to research, I'm going to do what it takes to become great in sales. And then why do people struggle? I'll touch just a few of that also. I'll touch just a few of those secrets. And throughout my talk, you may be able to pick a few other things. Just put it down. And along the way, you can always share your feedback. Yes, 2-3 months down the line, tell me what has worked. And some of the things I will share today, you can put them into practice immediately, hoping I will be able to share enough. And the objective today is to challenge your understanding of sales and to set you on the path to learning and growing, because I told you this is a 20-hour session, usually 10 sessions. I conduct them one session a week. The sales is not like you can sit down and do it 2 days and then you call yourself a salesperson. It doesn't just work. So to get started from this point, what does selling mean to you? Let's put it in the chat. What does it mean to sell? Yes. I'd like to see what you think, what's been your belief about selling an exchange of product or service with money. That's what Eric Obwaka says. Anybody else? Okay, people who've been to my school, for now, you can hold. Yes, don't because I know what you will say. Exchange of value, exchange with what? Currency, exchange with a smile, exchange with goodwill. Thank you very much, John Coco. Thank you, Eric. Eric, solving problems and being paid for it. Okay. Yeah, seems people are thinking. People are thinking about it. What does making a sale mean to you? What is selling in simple terms? And by the way, if you get this definition of mine about selling, the session is almost half done. Because this is where we start by making a mistake. Yes? Our understanding about sales is usually the biggest problem. That's why enough of us shrink when we hear about selling. To use your time and skill to pass, convincing people. I love that. People always say you convince people buy something from you, which is not very accurate, but that is what people always think. To use your time and skill to pass products, services in exchange for money, to exchange value between buyer and seller. Okay, good. All those are good thoughts, and those are the conventional thoughts. And remember, I said my work here is to challenge your thinking. And so from today on, I'd like you to think of sales in this manner. It's that simple. It's transfer of enthusiasm. Simple and clear. So whatever that means to you, you can take a week to ponder over it. Transfer of enthusiasm. If you are not enthusiastic about something, you will not transfer that enthusiasm. Excitement about something. You are happy about something. It's like you've watched a movie and you can't just listen, you can't keep quiet. You want to go and share with somebody about this movie. They are not giving you any money, they're not paying you anything. They are not, you are not going to gain any reward from them. But you want to make them excited about something that you are excited about. And that tells you one thing that I was taught, and I'm going to mention that along the way, that you cannot sell what you can't buy. Now, that's one of the secrets. You must buy it, then you sell it. And I'll talk about what buying means. So buying in this case will mean that the other person has believed you, has picked your enthusiasm, has believed what you are telling them. I'll give you an example. In my life, I use Dell computers. And if you ask me, which computer should I buy? I will always say, buy Dell. Yeah? Why? I believe in Dell so much. And through my experience, and I'm not selling them, by the way, I'm not telling you to go do whatever with your current HP or whatever, ASUS, whatever it is. But maybe you'll find that from now on you want to use Dell. But Dell people don't know me. You see, why? Because most times when we were working at Africa Online, well, first my computer was Dell, and I realized that almost every other computer type had problems except Dell. It was always dependable to take years. Batteries would last longer, and from that point on, I engaged Dell. We are like this. We are one. The same thing happens with different other brands. When I think of electricals, I think of Philips because I love things that can be depended upon. Yes. Hence the reason I created ICT Gurus and I talk about dependability because every person, every provider at some point wasn't dependable. Somebody is hosting your emails, but emails are always bouncing or something. They don't know how to set things up, and website is down. You always praying that if somebody asks, and where is the link to your website? You praying that it's up. You see, you're always with that anxiety that Petronella, my friend, was talking about. So I love dependability. Yes. And that's why I go for things that are dependable. Now, from that, you start feeling, you start imagining right now, I'm already transferring the enthusiasm to you because I believe in them. It's the same way I've sold different other things, including Equity Bank. Some of you people here know. So those people don't give me anything. It's just that I believe in their product. The question is, do you believe in your product? If you don't, review. If you've not bought your product, you will not sell it. You will not sell it, and you will start struggling. At least you got some of the reasons people struggle. Why do they buy? Why do you think people buy from you? Why do you think people buy from you? So let me also see in the chat. If you know these foundations, these foundational issues, you're going to make sales and your life is going to change. So why do they buy? And this is the whole essence of putting everything even online. This is why you display stuff. Why do they buy? Quick support, reliability. Thank you for that. Any other thought? Value, quick quality. Now, talking about quality, I love the word trust. Beautiful. Talking about quality, let me mention something. A while back, in the 70s, 80s, the race was about quality. 50s, the race was about quality. And then along the way, people learned through in psychology that almost every product was reaching optimal quality. What is it that would make them buy? People changed to selling, relational selling. You build relationships, you build friends, you build contacts. That's why I think Eric talks more about networking. One of the subjects I love most, and by the way, one of those that people mess around with, consistency, customer experience. So all that is good, but let me tell you, the reason they buy, and this is why, this is what you want to focus on in all your effort. They buy because, one, they know you. So you want to start by making yourself known. I was discussing this even at night. Late at night, at 11, we were having a very long call with one of my mentors and friends. And I was telling him, you have very nice books, because some of them, I'm the one who reviewed them. And I told them, because you are not a big name, you and some other media personality say Jeff Koinange may not be the best, but he will outsell you because he's better known. Yes. Number two, they like you. You see. And number three, they trust you. So you put that down. Put it down. Remember, everything you're doing, are you making people to know you, to like you, to trust you? Sometimes I wonder how, and Eric Obwaka asked this thing some few Mondays ago. When you log online, and you know these people, you are not going to meet them any other time, probably, except virtually, and you are only seen by your name. And sometimes you even put some other names, some other photos that don't reflect you. How the heck will they know you? Even in leadership, the last level where people are going to start following you is because they trust you. That's why Sefuna is seemingly growing in popularity. They need to know you, they need to like you, they need to trust you, then they will buy. And what do they buy? How do they buy? They buy first you. The moment people buy, they will buy from you and they will buy from your organization. So they will buy you, and then they will buy your organization, and lastly, they will buy your product. Guess what we do? We hawk our products first, and we think that they are buying our product. That's why we talk about quality. That's why we talk about how good my product. And even when entrepreneurs are starting a business, they make a big mistake because their focus is product. Their focus is product. That is the least thing. Yeah, for some of you who've gone through my training, I think like Mercy here, they will tell you in the BI triangle, product is the least that you want to think about after you've thought about all the other things. Then the product, because products change. By the way, problems don't change. Products can change over time. So they buy you first as an individual. They buy you first as the person you are. If they don't buy you, everything you say will be tuned off. And this is why some other people will call you, and it's cold calling. You don't know them. They are telling you something good, but you just don't want to listen. Where did you get my number? Who is this? What are you talking about? I don't have time. We can talk later. But the very same thing, a friend of yours will sit with you and just discussing casually, and you ask them that you want to buy. Very same thing. This is where also insurance people make big mistake. I've talked to a good number of them in different companies. Somebody calls you and starts telling you about a product, whatever, and you look at them, you don't trust them. You will not buy. I guarantee. And you can check, or you can just introspect, just check all the things you know about. Leave alone these things that you buy on the streets. Maybe you bought some handbag. It's because you're seeing it. You're not even buying that person. But for real sales and real big business, this is the way it works. And that is how people think. Now, guess what? Beyond that, they will buy you first, and then from you, and then your organization. If they don't buy you, end of story. That brings me to first secret. I've just dealt with the foundation, and it is trust currency. Everything you're going to do, whether you're putting your LinkedIn profile, you're putting your Instagram, you're building a website for your organization, for yourself, you want to build trust. You want to show some credibility. You do, you are whom you claim to be, and you actually deliver what you claim to deliver. And so if that trust is missing, everything else is not going to add anything. No value at all. Whatever you do, try to build trust in everything. Whether you're attending a networking or business, we have meet and greet coming for Power Monday, and you come in, build trust. Be likable. Yes? They will know you, but they can know you also for the wrong reason. Except in politics, where you can build popularity on the wrong side. By the way, it works. You build it on the side, you be aggressive, you say all the wrong things, probably like Sudi. Or and then along the way, you claim that you've changed, and you start speaking rational things. People say, "Oh, he actually has a sense," but they've known you. So usually the reason they do that is so that they are known, and the moment they've been known, then they can work on trust. And this is one of the secrets I want to talk about. Knock old doors. The people who ever bought will likely buy again. The people who have bought from you before will likely buy again because they already bought you. They trusted you. This is a secret that I've used for ages from the time I learned it. Yes, they already have an experience. Except, of course, if you did horrible job, like my friend says. Yeah, my friend Trump said, deliver the goods. If you promise, you better deliver. And he says, bullshit can only take you so far. I don't want to open a debate about who he is. So, we have a lot of things. But let's discuss why do you think people struggle? Why do you think entrepreneurs struggle? Why do you think salespeople struggle? And maybe as I talk about that, I like talking about sales professionals, not just salesperson. A sales professional knows how to do it. Sales is love doing two comparisons. There are hunters for people like us who grew up in the village, and there are fishermen. I am a fisherman, literally. I know how to fish. I know all methods of fishing. I don't believe there is one I don't know. In fact, wherever I read the books or I check for my kids, they tell me, oh, these are the methods. I tell them, no, no, no. There are more that they didn't write here because I've done them. So I have experience. Yeah. We would get submerged in water and go look for fish, catfish, and all those other types of down and bring them up. And I've been to the lake, the deepest sites. So, and I've also participated in hunting at my grandmother's place, maternal grandmother. And I know the difference. And I learned that selling is like fishing, and fishing with a hook, where you attract. And so we usually say you become attractive to attract. You've got to be attractive to attract. And the other people are like hunters. They chase. They chase after everything with a lot of effort. There are laws I usually talk about even in sales, but there are laws that I love most. They are called 11 forgotten laws. And one of them is what you resist persists. Okay. Now, that's not the subject of the question. It takes time to build trust. How do you ensure that? How do you ensure trust is built within the shortest? The problem with many of us is we think of sales as an event. That's the big problem. Sales is never an event. Sales is a process, and we have the process of selling, which is one of the causes, which is one of the sessions in the course we share with you. It's a 10-hour course, and you better just learn what it means to sell. You are not going to meet somebody today and start saying, by the way, I'm selling this. Then you've turned them off. And many of you just relate with that experience. Just check this person you met somewhere, and immediately they started selling to you. And you're wondering, I've just known you. Yes? You've not built trust. You've not built trust. You see, they fail to invest in personal development. Yes, that is one. That is good. Personal development. If you are in a business and you're not reading, you are not in business. You are just trying to pay your bills. If you've stopped learning, you stop growing. Authenticity, they buy because I'm selling something they want. I think you just came in. So that answer means you did not get what we talked about earlier. They fail to invest in they have to be attractive. Yes, that one I just said. They fail to talk about their value. Okay, good thought. So these are some of the reasons they fail in my own evaluation, informed by the way. And one of them is they sell their product first. Remember, we said you are the first product. You are the most important product, by the way. Maybe I didn't mention that. And in my sales classes, I start by asking, what is the most important product to sell? It is you. It is you first. You see? So the moment they've bought you, then they will buy from you. And then guess what? They will buy from your organization. If I'm selling Jubilee Insurance and I come with, oh, I come from Jubilee, whatever, whatever, and this is what we are education, it doesn't work. Yes, if I am selling a training, if I'm selling some item, I come and start talking about my item, it doesn't work. Remember what we said about why they buy. So that must precede. In fact, I remember attending one of the talks by Frida Winger, and she was talking about connect before you collect. I found that quite intuitive. It is that connection that we always miss. We always want to collect, and then we struggle. We struggle. Things just don't work. Yes, there are other secrets of selling things like products when you're moving around with them. Why somebody will sell and somebody doesn't sell, and they are selling the same thing. Somebody said, same price list, same marketplace, same everything. Somebody is selling 1,000 times, and somebody is barely making a living. They don't have faith, or you don't have faith in your product. That is first thing in your product. But I learned that it's not just about the product. This was a big thing. What is faith? By the way, for a long time, it took me time to research. What does it mean to have faith? Because even preachers keep talking about have faith, have faith. They don't tell you how to develop that faith. They don't tell you. But I learned how to develop that faith. But subject today. But you need to have faith first and foremost in God or whatever powers you believe in. Yeah. This reminds me of Sunday. Our readings, I'm a Catholic. The gospel reading was about, not the gospel, actually, the first reading was about Moses in the wilderness and the Israelites, and they're asking for water. And they are agitated. And they are almost beating, yeah, the Moses. And Moses is also wondering what to do. So he rushes to God. And God tells him to go and strike that rock. The question is, why rock? Were there not other ways, simpler ways, like let them scratch the surface here, they're in the desert, and water will come out? It's because of their lack of faith. This is my own understanding. And so God wanted to tell them that, by the way, there is nothing impossible. Even from this rock, I can get you water. For this reason, by the way, even during COVID, when people were struggling, I've never struggled, and people who know me, you know that I never get stressed. Why? Because I work on my faith. So work on your faith in divine providence. Work on your faith in yourself. Faith in yourself. Faith in your industry. Faith in your organization. Faith in your product. And by the way, to an extent, at least in Kenya, you will also need to have faith in your economy and your country. If you keep just seeing how bad things are, things will never work for you, I guarantee you. By the way, enough times I can sit down with people, chatting, discussing, and I can tell their future. And I'm not a prophet, neither am I a son of a prophet. I can tell that they are going to struggle even if they are running a business. They are going to struggle to make a sale because they totally have no faith. They have no faith in their products. They have no faith in their organization, in themselves. They have no faith in the country. They have no faith in anything. They don't know how to sell, of course. They don't keep the main thing, the main thing. They don't keep the main thing, the main thing. And when Carol started, I think my time is almost up. When Carol started, she talked about revenue being a very important aspect of business. And all of us agree. In my BI triangle, we put at the bottom cash flow. And in your business, cash must get in and cash must get out. It's like blood. Many of you have heard that analogy. If you run out of blood, your business runs dry, it dies. Just like if you as an individual runs out of blood, you die. Business runs out of money, it dies because it has to spend. I remember when I was leaving college, almost leaving college, one of my friends said, in Nairobi, you will be spending whether you're making money or not. And that's the truth. Because when you wake up, maybe you're going to washroom, you're going to shower. That is water going. So in your business, money will be going anyway. So you better earn that money. And it's a strategy, not just something that will happen by chance. So you learn to sell and you learn to keep the main thing, which is talking to people, by the way. That is where networking comes in. That's why you need to attend events, attend places you are going to meet new people so that more people can know you. Because this is the simple question. What if every Kenyan knew you? You'd be making more sales. What if everyone knew you under the sun? And then, guess what? The next level, they like you and trust you. Struggle at all. Our main task, ensure that. So keep the main thing, and then enough other people don't deliver the goods. They convince, that's what I saw there. You want them to buy, you're not thinking about tomorrow. All you think about is, I need to make today my daily bread. You want to make today your daily bread. And so you don't care whether they are going to, I understand next week you will be discussing how to keep the customers. Well, in the whole sales conundrum, that is part of it. If you don't deliver the goods, those people become the people who demarket you. Whenever they see you talking, whenever they see you trying to twist another person, they will not buy. They will even warn them. No, 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 wait, be careful. Those things. And I want to end it by with this point. They tell themselves the wrong story. The wrong story. They tell themselves the wrong story. You better underline that statement. They tell themselves the wrong story. What story is going into your mind? What story? What story do you have in your mind? Yeah? The story you tell yourself, hey, life is hard. Oh, people are not buying. Oh, economy is tough. This government. Oh, you are always complaining. Nothing positive can come out of your mind. But I think there is a statement that let the weak say I'm strong. Yes? If you keep talking negative, only negative results can come to you. You keep talking positive, positive results come to you. I usually love this Psalm 23 that says, only goodness and money. Is it money or mercy? And money for me all the days of my life. I'm the one who twists it like that. You see, I try to work on my mind in the morning. Every salesperson, every leader, every entrepreneur must have a morning routine. Most times when people call me in the morning, I tell them I don't like to be called in the morning. And I say, I am doing manual work. People don't know, what is this manual work? I'm working on myself, manual work on myself. I read, I do some affirmations, I visualize, I do all sorts of things. Why? Because I need to work on myself. And I want to, time is really gone, and I enjoy this. I want to share with you the master key. And by the way, what does the word master key mean to you? What comes to your mind when we talk of the master key? Yes. Morning, early table runners. Okay. What is the master key? Opens everything. Yes, that is it. It gives you access. It gives you access. And by the way, if you are part of the struggling and co company, yeah, every statement I've said can be very, very important. But I want to share with you something that many people who've read my book, More So Live Your Dream in 7 Ds, have most likely come across it. You better write that formula down. Yes. R, there is a reason I start with R, I always say. R equals T plus A. R is the results you're looking for. And T are the thoughts you think. Now, remember, we are talking about you, not your neighbor, not the president, not the government. And A are activities that you carry out. So a thought has come to you that you need to do this, and you do it. Those are the things that are going to results. Guess what? In troubleshooting in ICT and technology, sometimes we troubleshoot what's the problem with the machine. You can see that if the problem, then that problem is either in the T or in the A or both. If you are getting the results you don't want, then guess where you should check? And this one should answer some of your questions. Check what thoughts you think. Check what activities you do. Now, guess what? What is in the thought? Thought is divided into two. What you know and what you feel. What you know is knowledge. So there could be something you don't know. When I was struggling in sales, there is something I did not know. And I had to learn it. Knowledge. And then feeling. But now I want to, for you attending this, you've gained some knowledge. But I want to talk about what you feel because it's a very important aspect. It challenges all the other principles I can talk about. I have lots of them, laws in selling. But there is something to do with feeling. Now, I want to ask right now, how are you feeling? When I ask people, how are you doing? And some people not say, not bad, just trying, tunangangana. I just know the story in the mind is not positive. So, what the mind thinks in pictures. How do you see your business? How do you see your future? How do you feel? Are you feeling positive? You will get positive results. Are you feeling negative? Are you feeling hopeless? You will get hopeless results, which is hopelessness. It doesn't matter whether we are in the thick of COVID or we are in a booming economy. It doesn't matter whether you're in Singapore or Singapore or something. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you are so schooled or not schooled. It doesn't matter, by the way. What I'm discussing with you, what I'm telling you, it doesn't obey anything. It's immutable. We call it's an immutable law. What you think, you become. Thoughts are things. Whatever we think, we become. Somebody said, James Allen, all that we are is as a result of whatever we ever thought. Whatever we think, we become. Guess what? You have a choice on what to think, and you can stop thinking anything that is negative. By the way, I tell people I never watch news. At least I can get news on WhatsApp because I choose whether I'm going to listen to this or not, whether I'm going to read this or not. I don't watch news. And I don't tolerate negative energy. Now, I have a place, you can scan that, and you can give me some feedback from this training, this session. Those are my contacts. And if you want an appointment for further discussion on this, there is also the bottom right QR code. Or if you go to my website, Otieno Paul Peter, you get to the page, get appointment. but you will not see a page called feedback. That one you must type literally, or you scan that code. But I need your feedback. And then this is the time I can handle some questions. I believe we still have a bit of time now that Caroline give you a few more minutes out of this. So we can scan that, can scan the QR code, fill the form down there, give me some feedback, and then yeah, in physics we solve problems mathematically, and I love formulas. I love logical thinking, and that's why even in the in my formulas, my training, I give the logical step. So this is the full course, 10 uh, critical sales lessons for modern day entrepreneurs and sales professionals. That is the sales psychology, part of what we've just talked about, installing the sales attitude and mindset for professionals, the selling process, 10 solid steps, designing a sales pitch, how to do a presentation, handling objections and rejections, which you will always meet, and you need to know how to do it. And day prospecting, essential tools of trade, and how to generate them, how to close. Closing is a skill of its own. Sales gold mines and landmines, how to handle them. And you can get this if you get to my website on the page for my programs. Under sales, you can download it.
Okay, so we are moving on to Q&A. OPP, that was brilliant. Food for thought. Even for those of us who've been in sales for years and years, there are some profound lessons that you shared. My biggest one is the one, I think I shared it in chat. And the rest of you can also share what your key takeaways are, but I know I shared the reaction in chat. Yeah, the one about they buy you fast, and sometimes we are pushing our products. But my biggest one is that you have to be attractive to attract. And there's a whole conversation that goes with that personal branding. And I always say that personal branding starts from inside and then it comes out because we can do all the hair and makeup and clothes, but it's that authentic person that connects with the other people. So thanks for sharing that. And then I think you had kind of answered the question that was shared by Agatha. It takes time to build trust. How do you ensure trust is built within the shortest time possible to close a deal? And then my question is actually around retail sales versus corporate sales. And then also to pick your brain on your digital marketing aspect, because I know that this is something you do a lot with your co-founder as well. How do we build in, very briefly, digital marketing into our funnel so that it becomes, we integrate it into our sales efforts? And at the end of the day, should that carry the day because everybody talks about go digital, or is there also room for the belly to belly engagements, the old way?
Thank you. That reminds me that down here I talked about advanced level selling on social media, WhatsApp plus other things, creating sales materials and content, AI, effective online presence and branding, public speaking, and the likes. Now, this is what happens. Remember, the basic foundation of selling is they need to know you, they need to like you, they need to trust you. Now, when you are online, when you're building online, I love talking about three things. One is you need to be discoverable. It's a C. There are lots of people online. The question is, how will they stumble onto your material website or something? I was consulting for some other organization, a big organization that sells honey. And uh, I asked them, do you have a website? They said, yes, I think we do. And what is it? They don't even know how it's called. So I try to ask them, okay, do you have an email? What's your email? Then they give me their email, and then I use that. to check their website, because I'd tried to search the name of the organization, I couldn't get. I tried to search the honey sellers in Kenya, I couldn't get. I tried to search who's doing peanut, I couldn't get. I told them, how do you do sales? How do you get to be known? Enough times, many people have websites that don't work for them. We call them, they are not functional websites. They are not performing. So one, you need to be discoverable. Yes. And then after you've been discoverable, you've been discovered, somebody stumbled upon you, or maybe they were asking sales training. I remember at some point I would get these TV guys coming to interview me, and then I asked them, how did you know about me? That we were looking for an African of this topic, and we stumbled upon your material on YouTube or on a website or something like that. So you need to be discoverable. Then the other thing is you need to be reachable. So they've discovered you. How will they reach you? That is, if they will like you. Remember, the moment they've discovered your content, then those three aspects that we talked about come in. They need to like, now they already know it. They need to know, like, and trust. Are you able to build credibility in that particular online presence? And this is where even our frequency of posting, if you posted last in October last year, then maybe you died. You see, or the company collapsed. You see, this is where people like Mercy will tell you consistency beats perfection. Yes, be present. There is something we call in psychology of selling social proof. There should be some social proof that you exist. You are still there. People still hear you. They still know you. And this is why even these celebrities that you see on TV, if they are missing for 2 weeks, people start asking, what happened to so and so? So you need to stay in the mind of your people. Be discoverable, be available, and be reachable. Because you are available, you will be discoverable if you are available online. So be available, discoverable, and reachable. Those are key things you must think about. And when people reach there, and what will make them reach you is you've built some sense of trust. There is a reason they want to believe you. Now, let me mention something which I see, which is very weird. Some of us, when we even set up a website and then we say testimonies or testimonials, then I say Eric. Just one name, yes? Eric. There is no link, there is no contract, whatever. Eric, your product changed my life. So what will make me believe that there is a certain Eric who said that? What if instead I said Eric Obwaka and put the LinkedIn profile attached there, so they can actually go and find out with Eric? I hope you get what I mean. Yeah. So it's not just about beautiful website or beautiful photos. What will make them believe you? Thank you. I think I took more time than you expected, but it was critical.
Yes. There was also my question of tangible products versus services.
Yeah, that's good. There are two types of products. There are two types of products when it comes to selling. There are products that are obvious, like food. Somebody is hungry, they're looking for food. So they already know the need. You see? And then there are products that are not obvious. You need to uncover the need. So we call it uncovering the need. In a presentation, I talked about presentation, how to do a sales speech. There is a part that has to do with uncovering the need. How do you make somebody know that they actually need your product? You see, say for example, I'm selling uh, let's talk about like supplements. How will I make somebody start thinking that I actually need this? So there is a way to do that particular program and speech, how you get started. Maybe you will start with a question. Yeah, how many people, what is the leading cause of death today? What are the leading causes of death? People will talk about, yes, lifestyle conditions. Or what causes lifestyle conditions? Then next, you can go to some statistics. And then you evaluate their lives and people, I may be in trouble. Then at the end of the day, you provide solution for that trouble. You see, there is a way of uncovering the need. Now, that is one. It could be a service, could be something else, but you're uncovering the need. And the other one is where people already they already know the need. I'm looking for a vehicle, I'm looking for whatever. And there are ways of handling that. And one of the most important, by the way, secrets, we talked about being attractive, is to smile. If I'm selling a bottle of water, yeah, I'm carrying a bottle of water, and somebody else is also carrying a bottle of water, and I'm smiling, and the other person is not smiling, I will sell because I look more attractive. Now, when you're frowning, you don't sell. I'll give you a typical story. Two, if you allow. A while back, there were two. I think they are probably still there. There are two old people. There was this, and both of them put on glasses, big Googles, in town next to ICA building, and they both sell same thing, scratch card. And you find that one, people are queuing, and there are many of them waiting. And the guy next to him is just looking. That is when they start saying, this guy is using some charms. It's not true. Yes. The other guy there is something also we call the little thing that makes the whole difference when I talk about entrepreneurship. So the other guy has a charm, yes, and is charming, is talking and enthusiastic. This other guy, if you say, give me scratch card for 100, Safaricom or Airtel, they just give you. The other guy is even scratching for you and talking to you. Let me tell you, there is a lot that has to do with the product and even believing in your product and believing in the person and all this faith thing. Thank you.
That is true. And I agree with you 100%. For me personally, it's also about building that human connection and really connecting with people. I remember even in my early days when I was a cashier in the bank, initially I used to be very official. I just serve and, do my work. And then when I started looking at people, so developing eye contact and just smiling a bit, I started building relationships with my customers. So I agree with that. There are a couple of questions that have come in chat, and I'd like you to answer them because they're very important. And those will be the last questions, if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, because of the time. So there was one very important one here about hawkers. Let me try to get to it. Yes, so Miriam was asking, in most cases, hawkers are very rude, yet we buy from them. What technique do they use? And then Eric has a very interesting comment here about those of you who are not from Kenya. Sidika is a socialite, I think I would say, and Sonko is one of he's wealthy and he's also one of our politicians. So Eric is asking what happened to Sidika and Sonko to be able to build trust. And then, Eric, you want to explain about this AI website with fake reviews? Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. So this is where you have these fake testimonials, but they're not real, so they can't be verified. You want to build trust, you want your testimonials to actually be verifiable. So those are two questions. OPP. Then there was
One,
one more. There's one more from Christine. She's saying, talk a little bit about etiquette and building trust in networking. Because as I said last week, that person at the end of the computer is a human being. So even if you're using digital means, you still have to build on that relationship, the human side. So yes, if you can comment on etiquette and building trust very briefly, and I think that will bring our questions to an end. And Buta had her hand up. So Buta will give you the floor as OPP is preparing his very concise answers to those questions. questions. Thank you. Eda?
I'm not a man of few ones.
You're a toastmaster. Try. All right, Eda, take the mic,
I
please.
had a question and a comment.
Yes.
I think one of the best ways to build trust is by empathy. I remember somebody wanted me to join her multi-level marketing for supplements, but
I don't know if it's just me, but there's a lot of static on the line. Eda, you want to say again because I'm actually I can't hear what you're saying.
okay, one of the things I realized, especially to build trust and friendship, is to have empathy. Because I realized that somebody wanted me to join multi-level marketing and supplements, but it was because of my title of being a doctor. Because when I got sick, she was nowhere to be seen, and she never had any empathy. So my plan was, as soon as the time expires for whatever amount she invested in me,
Mhm.
I'll pay her back and join somebody else, because it wasn't about a friendship or something. It was she had no empathy, and I don't want to continue with her.
Mhm.
So empathy relations are very important.
Mhm.
Another thing is the online presence. I was told that you should not your family and your church community are the worst customers, so don't expect any help from them. And I actually saw a TikTok that you should block anybody that you know, because you won't be able to be your authentic self,
Mhm.
and these people will not promote you in any way. I found that friends and family members and community members don't actually promote us as we thought they would. So I don't know what you think about those thoughts.
All right. OPP, you're the guest today. I'm not answering questions. So let's put you to work. So yeah, what do you think about that? My personal take is don't write off your friends and your family entirely, but also, yes, take them with a pinch of salt. Some can really give you exposure and mileage. Others, of course, will take you for granted as they do. A prophet is not respected in their own village, but there are some who can really expose you and give you room as well. OPP, what's your take on Eda's comment? And then concisely, 1 minute is what you have to answer, or okay, 2 minutes max to answer the questions. Thank you.
All of them.
Yes,
No, no.
all three. I think there were three. Just
Okay.
be concise. You know, we can't cover everything. This is why you need to come for training, because in training, you're able to go deep and really tackle a lot of things in depth. Thank you. Over to you, OPP.
Now, I said one thing, the story in your mind. And this is a miracle, maybe to you. The way you start thinking about people, it reflects on them. There is what we call in physics resonance. If you knock a tuning fork, if you knock something, that same frequency knocks the other. If you keep thinking negative about somebody, they will start thinking negative about you. That master key that I talked about. So let's put that even in the context of friends and family. They don't have to buy from you, but along the way, they will believe you. They will not believe you at the start because they've always known you, all your weaknesses, struggling, whatever you've fought. But if you keep doing something along the way, they will believe you. And so you do not need to think negative about them. Two, the issue of Sonko, Dika. By the way, these people build their own brands. There are people who Sonko touched their lives literally, built something Sonko rescue team and whatever. And I remember at some point he would take a whole documentary in Citizen about the things that Sonko rescue is doing and things like that. Then the way he just appears and maybe pays some bill for somebody and things like that. Younger people, for some reason, love such. And then this show of bravado, all this, whatever, all these things. Remember, you are not supposed to appeal to every audience, but you just need to know your audience. Yes, if you just have enough of them, that is good enough. So you don't have to love Sonko, but some people will love him anyway. And then building trust and etiquette. People mess out when I talk about networking. I talk about this. You meet somebody casually, people are meeting in a function, and then you start distributing cards. The question is, why will they think about you and call you anyway? How many of us carry those cards home and actually think about it, unless you created a connection? So connection and etiquette starts with a smile. It's simple, by the way. Smile, have a firm handshake, get interested in the other person. Don't make them be interested in you, or you don't start parroting about yourself. Ask them questions. Yeah, what do you do? After you are done, they will ask, by the way, and you? So what? And then now you have a chance to say about yourself. We can discuss further about that. Hawkers, who said they make more sales? Well, they could be making, but remember, enough times when they are going to sell to somebody, including Makanga, they will be smiling. I've talked about this smile long enough. I hope you will, if you take one thing home, take trust, take smile, take the story in your mind. When they come to you, they will tell you about all the good things, and they are smiling, by the way. They are very excited. Transfer of enthusiasm. Transfer of enthusiasm. That is selling. Let me stop there.
Thank you. And I think with that, you've answered all the questions. So mine is to give you the floor for 30 seconds. What is your final word, your parting shot to everyone?
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but let me do it. I remember a statement by one of my friends, old friends, also from Uganda. He came to give a talk somewhere, and he said, if a day will start and end, and you've not learned anything, then you know you are growing old. Now, I take that very seriously, so I read a lot. Number two is this. If you are in business and you hate learning and you hate reading and you do not want to invest in yourself, you will not grow. You will not go anywhere. You will be among the 95% who keep complaining. Keep learning, and not just learning to be an encyclopedia. I love saying that there should be a difference between a book and yourself. A book knows it, but you should be able to implement it. Lastly, reach out and please give feedback. As I said, for people who may have come late, I shared a QR code. If you go to otienopaulpeter.com/feedback, you give me feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, OPP. Let's give him a virtual hand clap. You've really inspired, you've taught, you've educated, you've entertained even. And I think for me personally, there's a lot to think about. As I said last week, the journey, the conversation regarding sales never ends. Even if your sales are good, your strategic question needs to be, how do I maintain it? How do I even do more? How do I do better? So thank you, OPP, for provoking us, for sharing with us really from your heart, very genuinely. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you as well. This is not the last time you're coming. There are other things that I know we can talk about. We can have conversations on leadership, conversations on digital marketing, and we definitely will do. So let's give him a big virtual hand clap, everybody, as we transition to bring this webinar to an end. Thank you. So well done, and thanks for sharing. So do share in chat. What's your key take home today? What is the 1, 2, maximum 3 things you've taken away from our session today that you shall apply, you shall implement in your business? Let us know, share them in chat. Otherwise, we invite you next week for our webinar on client retention strategies. I was thinking we might do digital marketing. That was supposed to come afterwards, but let me talk to the resource people and see. But yes, we'll be looking at client retention strategies. And then we also invite you to join join the Entrepreneurship Unplugged WhatsApp community, where we continue the conversation. We continue engaging and sharing on all things that we've been discussing here, and also other things to do with business. We also share information on different aspects of business and leadership, and you're also able to promote your business as well. So the links are being shared in chat. So just sign up, and we'll be happy to have you as part of our community, that we are growing even more and that we are looking to do much more with. Thank you. Now, as we're doing this, we also have the Thrive community, where we focus on personal growth, personal development. OPP mentioned this. You are a human being, so you need to have a relationship with yourself, and you need to grow yourself as well. And that's what we focus on. We're having a webinar this Friday, so we'll be sharing details about that with you so that you can join and engage. And we are going to be having a marketing workshop very shortly. The marketing workshop is Crack the Marketing Code. We started this conversation last week, but there's only so much that you can do in a webinar. How do you actually apply and implement this? So there are two versions of this. We'll have the virtual version on 19th and 26th of March, and from 4 to 6 o'clock. And we have some tools and templates we'll share with you. It will be a workshop. We'll take you through what you need to think about. And then after that, we'll be able to support you with coaching as you implement your plan. It's not about knowing what to do, but it's about doing it. If you prefer to do it in person, then we shall be having that on the 31st of March at 37 on Kikambala, that's in Kileleshwa, as a half-day workshop from 8:30 to 1. The content will be the same, except one will be virtual and one will be in person. For virtual, 5,000 shillings, and for the in-person, 6,000. We're keeping it very competitive because we want as many of you to come so that you gain and you learn. So check for the registration link in your chats and in your emails, and we shall be continuing with this conversation. End of this week, we won't be looking at build your brand. We've actually changed the topic, but it will be something about where you are now. So kind of assessing where you are. That's what we'll look at, but we'll still do brand work. In fact, as OPP was speaking, I've come up with a whole personal branding webinar series that we shall do in one of the days as we plan our one of the months as we are planning our future webinars. So let us know, how was the session for you? What did you like? Would you like us to call you? All you need to do is to complete the feedback, tick the box that indicates that you want us to get in touch with you, and we will. Why would you want to get in touch with us? Maybe you want to have a discovery session, or you want us to do a brief business assessment, and we'll be happy to do that with you. And yeah, maybe you want us to do something in your business. Do let us know, and we'll be happy to get in touch with you and engage. But also, how did you find our session today? Should we invite OPP back or not? Or we tell him never ever to come back? Let us know, how was the session today? How can we improve as well? This community is yours. These webinars are done for you. So let us know how we can really add value to you and make it even better. Otherwise, get in touch with us. Send us an email at info@huruconsult.com, or contact us on the numbers that you see on the screen. And again, like, share, follow us on our social handles, where we are sharing content and information on the things that we're doing, but also adding value to you. We're about to launch our YouTube channel, where you'll be able to find all the webinars that we've ever done. And so you'll be able to knock yourself out. I'm working with somebody who's doing the editing and updating them, and we shall soon be doing a launch. We'll let you know about that. Otherwise, our exhortation to you, again, remember, you're not in business if you're not selling. The one thing you owe yourself this year is to really crack your marketing code. Marketing is not done for its own self. It's all about driving sales. So come and decisively grow your business through effective sales and marketing. Grow yourself as well, and grow your sales team. The conversation continues next week. We wish you a wonderful a wonderful rest of the day, and look forward to seeing you next week. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.